Oof, we got some dirty combos to talk about today. That's the kind of magic I like. I'm more of a combo player. I like seeing just crazy shenanigans going off, on the field. To each his own, whatever your style may be. But for me, it's broken combos. And we're going to discuss quite a few. There's going to be 4 in all. And I'm sure there's even another one that I just am not discussing. But this is pretty disgusting. Let's get up into them. Brash Taunter is a 5-drop. Good old goblin with indestructible. This is a really cool card, though. It's only a 1/1, but remember, it's indestructible. So the only way to get rid of this thing is like to exile it, Whenever Brash Taunter is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent. You're like, it's only a 1/1, whatever. For 3, you tap it, Brash Taunter fights another target creature. All you got to do, this is really simple. It's not even a combo. This one's not. You just got to pump the thing. Pump it up with something. Make it a 3/3. Make it a 4/4. Make it a I don't know. Make it like the wall ability where it could take a bunch of damage. There's a card where it gives +7/+7 if the card's blocking. Boom! You just block something huge. Bam! You blast your opponent with the damage that's left over. I think it's a 1-drop too. Pretty interesting card. I do expect us to see play, but yeah, it's a 5-drop. But man, once you get this thing out, the craziness, there's a lot of crazy crap that goes on with this card. You could do some dirty things. Then we got Glorious Anthem. That's a 3-drop. I like this. It's a reprint. Been printed quite a few times. Enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Oh, yes. Now, they did reprint some cards for Historic where all artifacts or artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. And I'm like, we really need something like that in Standard, But this is not limited to a specific type or, creature or whatever. It is for any creature you control. So all the creatures you control are going to get +1/+1. Nice Anthem effect. One of the best Anthems in the game. Really simple. It's only 3 to drop. It is in white. Again, white is a powerhouse, man. So here's one of the... This isn't even like... It's not a busted combo. It's really simple to pull off, okay? But you'd have to branch outside of Standard for it. But again, this could also happen very easily in a good life game build. So Speaker of the Heavens is a 1-drop, 1/1, but with a really cool ability. It has Vigilance and Lifelink. So if you tap it, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying, activate this ability only if you have at least 7 life more than your starting life total, and only anytime you could cast a sorcery. Well, let's use that ability on turn 2. What do? Bink, here you go. You go, all you really need for your turn 1, Providence into Speaker of the Heavens. You're at 26 life then, okay? You're at 26 life come turn 2. Even turn 1, you're at 26. Then all you got to do is basically swing in. You don't even need a Johnny's Welcome over here at all in any 1-drop. All you need just is to swing in because it has Vigilance. As long as this thing isn't going to die to something, on turn 2. You swing in at the second main phase after your combat. You just tap the creature. Create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. You gain the 1 life. You're at 27. Boosh! There you have it, my friends. That is one of the really simple, little easy combos. We're going to get into some more complex stuff for just some nasty, busted things in a minute. But also, like outside of Standard, I'm sure you'd want to run something like a Johnny's Welcome, with this kind of build, just to get, your life total up and stay up, because it's not every time you're going to be able to turn this into 4/4 or start spitting out 4/4 creatures, And there's also stuff that untapped creatures, throw in this kind of build, then tap it again. And then on turn 2, it's possible you can even have 2 4/4 angels if done correctly. Pretty dirty stuff. Another card that was spoiled is the Spiteful. Other creatures get -1/-1. Earlier, I don't know why I thought this was only a 3-drop, but it is a 4-drop. Legendary creature, Human Warlock. Remember, Warlocks are a newer creature type, I think, in the past year. I think we saw our first Warlock a couple sets back. But this one's pretty interesting because it gives all other creatures, -1/-1. That affects everything. That affects your own creatures. That affects your opponent's creatures. That's a global effect. They used to call that back in the day a global effect. Defy me and I will burn the flesh from your bones. Betray me and I will steal the breath from your lungs. We got a couple more combos that are pretty dirty. This one's another simple one you can do. It's with Silver's Moat Ghoul. It's a 3-drop. Sweet art on that. I like that. Reminds me of the Eldritch Moon or just, the bloody vampire stuff. But this one's cool. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained 3 or more life this turn, return Mr. Ghoul from your graveyard to the battlefield. For Deuce, sacrifice Silver's Moat Ghoul, draw a card. So you are going to be able to gain life easily by doing the +1 over here with Sorin. Yeah, rotation, all that great stuff. But still, even in Historic, you'll be able to do this. You may sacrifice a vampire. When you do, you would sacrifice your Ghoul. When you do, Sorin Impervious Bloodlord deals 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life. There you have it. It just comes back at the beginning of the end step, and bada bing, it's right back on the field, and you can do it yet again. Pretty interesting, and also, if you wanted to sacrifice it, draw a card. But I think that the little combo here, the little synergy, is pretty legit, my friends. Nice little trickaroo there. Again, yeah, I mean, there's 6 mana total you have to have on the board, to get it really started, but still not bad. Something fun to do, for sure. Now let's get into some more dirty, really busted combos, okay? Now you have Terror of the Peaks. I'm really glad they printed a very powerful dragon here. I'm still waiting to see a powerful angel come out of Core 21, but this one's a 5-drop, and it's dirty. It's not even legendary, okay? Flying spells your opponents cast that target Terror of the Peaks cost an additional 3 life to cast. This is an old... ability that's on a card. I think the first one was back in Urza's Saga, if anyone can tell me. I think it's a common card as well. It's a creature, but, if it was target opponent takes 3 damage or something like that, or loses 3 life. Very interesting. And then the big payoff here is whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. I'm going to read that one more time. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. Not to a planeswalker, not to a creature, to any target. So it could be anything. What is going to combo stupid with that would be, this is nice, this is good synergy right here, okay? Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger, Rotting Regisaur. It's only 3 to drop this. As long as you have out your dragon, now you're going to deal 7 damage to any target. Why not go to your opponent's face? Also, Kroxa is only a 2-drop. Just as long as you got the 5 mana to cast your dragon, the following turn or even that same turn, whatever the case may be, then you play your Kroxa or you play your Rotting Regisaur, you are going to be dealing a lot of damage to your opponent. Or to, taking out whatever threat there may be on the board. Not only that, but we also have Mirror March. One of my favorite cards is Mirror March. It's just the shenanigans you have. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, flip a coin until you lose a flip. So let's say you have March on the board, and then you drop Terror of the Peaks, okay? Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's controller. It would count for itself on Mirror March. So if you made a copy, Terror of the Peaks enters the battlefield, sweet. Then the copy, let's say you flip and you win that flip, the copy is going to deal. Let's say you get 2, 3, 4. Boom! You are just devastating the opponent with this kind of synergy here, man. This combo is dirty. I'm going to make a deck around this for sure. Yeah, it's a little steep to, get this going, but there is ways to kind of cheat into spells that are higher casting. The one that's a 4-drop, you get to add 7 mana, has to be red or whatever, to your mana pool. That's how you get off your Mirror March, and the following turn, boom, you drop your Terror of the Peaks. Boom, boom, turn 5. You can even do it as early as turn 4 if done really, really correct and you hit the right ramp and everything like that. But man, talk about a fun little combo right there. Not only that, but think of Field of the Dead. This is another reason why Field of the Dead is banned in Standard right now. Just another reason why. Because with Terror of the Peaks and Field of the Dead, man, talk about disgusting things. However, Field of the Dead was unbanned or unsuspended in Historic. So this is something you can do in Historic or just outside of Standard, whatever the case may be. I'm sure there's a lot of other cards that could combo well with Terror of the Peaks. But man, really, really fun. I'm looking forward to playing with Terror of the Peaks. So far, that's one of my favorite spoilers so far, just because of all the shenanigans you could do with it. Next up, we have Unsubstantiate, which a few people I noticed didn't realize this was a reprint. It's not busted by any means. Return target spell or creature to its owner's hand. That's cool. It really is. It's flexible. Return target spell or creature to its owner's hand. That makes it very flex. I don't know if it's better than some other similar cards in the meta right now, but it is a good card. I don't even know how much play it got during Eldritch Moon. I couldn't really tell you if anyone knows how much play this card saw, but it's solid. It's nothing too crazy, but good card. Then we have Liliana's Devotee, 3-drop. This is like a zombie lord. Zombies you control get +1/+0. Wow, at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. That's pretty legit. Oh my, he has his shirt off. They are doing that again? Oh my goodness. All right, that's pretty cool. It's on a 2/3, so it's not the easiest thing to remove. I'm glad it's not a 2/2 or something, which a lot of zombie lords tend to be. Pretty easy to get out. But yeah, it's only +1/+0 to zombies, but that's pretty cool. And of course, you got your Field of the Dead over here for historic bada bang. So that's shenanigans. What else do we got here? Well, we got Liliana's Standard Bearer, Flash. Flash decks, I'm telling you, they're going to be a thing, man. This is a cool one. When Liliana's Standard Bearer enters the battlefield, draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures that died under your control this turn. It's a good old 3/1. That's pretty big. When enters the battlefield, draw X cards, the number of creatures that died under your control this turn. I mean, you can even sacrifice a bunch of stuff, whatever the case may be. You get board wiped or whatever, and then flash this thing in at the end. You just go full out assault on your opponent, and then flash this thing in. Boom, afterwards. Sweet. Whatever dies, you're drawing a card for that. X could be pretty big. I mean, there's times X could be 10. You can draw your entire deck. There's ways to do that if you have enough creatures out, But still, really cool card. Then we have Niambi, Esteemed Speaker. It's a 2-drop, legendary creature, human cleric with a flash, 2/1. Cool card. When Niambi, Esteemed Speaker, enters the battlefield, you may return another target creature you control to its owner's hand. Cool. If you do, you gain life equal to that creature's converted mana cost. That's a pretty big deal. That's a lot of life you could gain, especially off the right creature. That is shenanigans. That is good. That is really good. It's the converted mana cost. I'm sorry, equal to that creature's converted mana cost. And there's also stupid ways to cheat stuff into play. You have to go multiple colors though. There is that one. Like, anything that you could cheat into play would be kind of fun with this card, just to gain a bunch of life. But really, I don't think that's where it's going to stand. You would find this probably in a sideboard more times than not for some control, build or something. For 3, discard a legendary card, draw 2 cards. Also, there are cards that really want you to gain life, and this might be the ticket. But, and I do believe this is probably going to be best in your sideboards. I don't think you want to main board this, because what if, well, I guess you could also bounce your own. I think this is going to be a flexible card, used in maybe not flex is the word, but it can be used in various kind of decks. It really depends on what you're trying to do. Very interesting. Now, just imagine that with something stupid like Agent of Treachery, That's silly. Ban Agent of Treachery. We'll see it. Keep you out of standard. All right, for the rest of standard, please. Thank you. And then for 3, discarding a legendary card to draw 2 cards. That's some good value right there. So you could run 4 copies of this in your deck and not really be too concerned about it, because if you draw it and you already got one on the field, you just pay 3, discard it, and draw 2 more cards. That's pretty solid to me, man. Next up, we have the last combo we're going to discuss today. Discontinuity. Okay. It's basically, it's a time wipe. It really is, okay? You end the turn. That's right. You just end the turn at instant speed whenever you'd like. As long as it's your turn, the spell costs 4 less to cast. Just end the turn. So that makes it slightly better than Time Stop over here, okay? Slightly better than Time Stop. What does that mean? End the turn, exile all spells and abilities from the stack, including this card. The player whose turn it is, discard down their maximum hand size. Damage wears off, and this turn and until end of turn effects end. This turn and until end of turn effects end. Okay, so what has those kind of effects on it? Well, Mirror March and the Raised Boar. So if you were to do this at the right time, timing would be everything with this. If you were to cast this, let's say you got a bunch of tokens on the field, and you cast it at the end step, right before all that little crap happens, you throw this on the stack with it, all those tokens remain on the battlefield from Mirror March. That is stupid. Same thing would apply with something like the Raised Boar over here. You can put that creature on the battlefield, tap and attack, and return the creature to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. You just do it Boom! Right there. You got to really time it. Just to be one of those for like you arena players, you got to Control Z it, you know, or whatever it is. Yeah, is it Control Z? Just go into full control mode in order to do it, you know. But that's stupid because then that creature, that raise board dropped in the field, stays there, and all the tokens from Mirror March stayed there. Busted, busted, busted. That is so busted. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is just showing you the power that is going to be in the set. Next we have Falconeer Adept. We still got a land to cover too. 4-drop. Creature, whenever Falconeer Adept attacks, create a 1/1 white bird creature token with flying that's tapped and attacking. All right, that's something. There you have it. Watcher of the Spheres. That's a good one. 2-drop. Flying creature spells with flying you cast cost 1 less to cast. If I'm not mistaken, there's already a spell, or already a card, I think it's a creature, that reduces the casting cost of creature spells with flying by 1. So now we have 2 of these in standard, but the other one wouldn't help this. You know, you're not going to cheat this out at all because it's 1 colorless. You can't reduce the cost of that. It has to be blue and white. And then whenever another creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, Watcher of the Spheres gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Not bad at all, especially with all the 1-drops. These decks are looking to win really, really quick. But they're the kind of removal that's right. Like we already discussed, the one that, you know, all creatures get -1/-1. You're going to drop a lot of your birds, or your opponent's going to drop a lot of your birds really quick because a lot of birds are just 1/1, you know. But there's a lot of pump effects and all that, and also some Anthem effects. Plus, also with the Anthem we just showed, there's a whole lot of stuff going on here. Next, we have Animal Sanctuary. This one's cool. It has goats on it, guys. Goats. You like goats? I like goats. You tap it, add a colorless to your mana pool. For deuce, tap it, put a +1/+1 counter on target bird, cat, dog, goat, oak, ox, or snake. Oaks. Get them oaks tokens out. Yeah, that's pretty legit for 2. So, I mean, this is something maybe in like, if you're running like a 1 or 2 color deck, you know, definitely a 1 color deck, you know, we're going with cats or something, or a 2 color deck, branching out 3-4, maybe not the best fit. You would not want to run more than like 2 of these in that kind of build, maybe, you know, because then you can screw yourself basically. But I like this. You're putting a +1/+1 counter on one of these kind of creatures, one of these types. It's something. It is something. I don't know how big it's going to be. Probably not a huge deal. It's only 1 +1/+1 counter, but it could get out of control. Next, we have Enthralling Hold, which is a 5-drop enchant creature. You can't choose an untapped creature as a spell's target as you cast it. You control enchanted creature. That's legit. You know, just stealing something. Not the most powerful spell in the world. We already have stuff like Cloner, or I don't know, a steel creature. I don't know. There's stuff out there already. I think for 4-drop, you know, you can just steal a creature permanently. But this one, or there's ones in red where you would basically steal a creature for just like until end of turn, you know, kind of thing. But this one, you can just gank that creature. It's kind of weird. It says you can't choose an untapped creature, so somehow that creature has to be tapped. So that is something, and it also doesn't have flash. I think it'd be cool if it had flash on it, but you know, it does not. If it had flash, it might be a little busted there. So interesting card. Here is what a swamp looks like in the new art. There you have it in all of its glory. I really like, again, what they did with the new style art, the new frames, you could say. Lastly, Griffin Airy, 2-drop. Basically, it's an Angelic Accord. You know, it's just a weaker version. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, create a 2/2 white Griffin creature token with flying. 3 or more life this turn. Very similar to Angelic Accord, which is 4. It's only a 2-drop, so kind of cool. You know, it's like its little brother, little sister, whatever you want to call it. All right, not bad. And then Finishing Blow and Battle Rattle Shaman. Finishing Blow, destroy target creature or planeswalker. This is going to be amazing, and you're sealed and whatnot. Draft environment, 4-drop at the beginning of combat on your turn. You may have target creature get +2/+1, or I'm sorry, get +2/+0 until end of turn. That's different, you know. I like the old goblin thing, especially you got something with trample on it, you know. It is a 4-drop though. A 3-drop I'd really like, but 4-drop might be a little too steep, but we'll see how it all interacts and whatnot. Possibility, man. So those are some, not only a couple are busted, the other 2 are just, you know, whatever kind of combos, you know, some good synergy, but very very fun. What other combos can you guys think of? I'd like to hear that one, because I will be building decks pretty soon, and I'm going to check out the comments and see. Maybe there's something I missed, you know. But for right now, yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, by all means, take a moment, hit the like button in the face, just like right in the face, all right? That means a lot to me. And thanks for tuning in. And if you enjoyed these combos, want to share them with somebody, by all means, social media is a thing. Just get it out there. People need to be aware of what they're going up against very soon.
Skadoosh.